According to the UN, 2.6 billion people, or one-half of the world's population, don't have access to toilets and proper sanitation. This has grave implications for the health and dignity of not just the 2.6 billion people, but the rest of the world. For instance, nearly 5,000 children die daily from diarrhea and other sanitation-related diseases every 24 hours. The Ghana Watson Journalist Network, with support from WaterAid in Ghana, has embarked on a fact-finding mission to two communities, Nima and Mamobi, to ascertain the level of access to toilets in the two communities and surrounding areas. This forms part of GWJN's activities to mark the 2010 World Toilet Day. The celebration in Ghana is under the theme, Sanitation is Dignity, Hygiene is Health. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and some residents of Nima, a densely populated but developmentally challenged suburb of Accra, are squatting in this open storm drain, openly defecating and ignoring the health risk to which they and the rest of the larger community are being exposed. 60-year-old Harisu Mohammed explains that there is no toilet facility where he lives, and the nearest is a 30-minute walk from the compound house he shares with many other tenants. He finds it easier to defecate in this gutter on his way to work. 31-year-old Kweku Nyakon is an apprentice driver. He lives in Kokomlemle with about 40 other tenants. Kweku had also just finished emptying his bowels in the open drain and tells us that the nearest toilet is about 7 minutes walk from his house, and it is more convenient to do it in the gutter. He tells us that a large number of his colleagues do the same. When they have stomach upset, they ease themselves in polythene bags and throw them like guided missiles into the nearest drain. Some residents are not particularly happy about this development. Deborah Agbodo lives at Medina Estate, a well-planned residential area that does not face this challenge. She has a shop where she sews along the gutter and says people are simply unwilling to pay the token charge at the public toilets and instead go on the free range. She says food vendors do brisk business just meters away and their food could be contaminated and dangerous to consume. She does not dare confront any one of these people openly defecating because they will beat her up, considering that 1 gram of feces can contain 10 million viruses, 1 million bacteria, 1,000 parasite cysts, and 100 parasite eggs. Her concerns are well placed. It took us about 20 minutes to get to the nearest public toilet. Patronage was high, and people stood in queues waiting for their turn. Ras Daniel is one of such residents.
Okay, in my house, we have a toilet there, but it's only used by the landlord. Yeah, and his people. But we are tenants, so it's normal thing for us to go outside and come to the KVI.
The plight of school children in the area is not very different from the larger community. At the Kanda cluster of schools, a 3-seater water closet facility has been provided in addition to a common toilet. There are close to 1,900 pupils from the nursery to JHS 3. Since June this year, water supply to the school has been cut off for unexplained reasons, and the school has to buy water to clean their toilets. Obviously, due to lack of funds, the authorities have shut the toilets, and both pupils and staff have to devise their own ways and means of containing the situation. Victoria Jamra, the circuit supervisor here, says the situation is unacceptable.
In fact, on this compound, I have 15 schools. 16 schools rather. I have 1 KG, 7 primary schools, and 8 junior high schools. We have 1 public toilet for all the schools. But Kanda AMA and Ring Road JSS and primary have their own toilets. And then we have urinals. And in all the schools, all the teachers have their own toilets. We have water flowing, but since school reopened, the water has not been flowing. So since school reopened, so it's a problem to us. We have to buy water every day. If we want to visit the toilet, we have to buy water.
Matthias Kofi Tamaklo is the headmaster of Kanda 3 JHS, one of the 16 schools in this cluster. He tells us that the toilet facilities were constructed at the inception of the school and have seen little renovation. As a result, they often break down, creating sanitation problems. He has to spend 2 Ghana cedis to provide water each day for those visiting the toilet to flush as well as wash their hands. If nearly 2,000 people have to rely on 2 Ghana cedis of water, one can imagine the consequences. This girl has an interesting perspective. She just came from a different school where facilities are better.
If a girl is having a menses, she can't. From my former school, you can go and change in the toilet, but here you can't change anywhere. It's affecting the girls here. But they can't go to places. They can only stay in their classroom.
The Nima cluster of schools, among which is the St. Kizito RC Primary and JHS, is facing similar challenges. A philanthropist constructed a modern place of convenience for them, but the perennial water problem has reared its ugly head here too. While this may look like heaven when compared to other schools, it's not all that glitters that is gold. This little girl needs water, but the tap is dry and has been so for many months. The situation is made worse by the failure of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly to complete a toilet facility began many years ago. Since the end of the shift system, the classrooms have become crowded, with more than 70 children in class 3, some having to sit on the floor. It does not need a rocket scientist to tell that a catastrophe is waiting in the wings should any sanitation-related disease break out. King Mensa is a JHS 3 pupil here.
The pipe water does not flow well in this school, and so many people go outside the school to go to toilet whilst classes are going on, and this affects us. And mostly people go outside to go and fetch water before they will come and flush the toilet.
His classmate, Olivia Adongo, a third-year student of the Nima 1 Basic School, blames their predicament on the AMA for not completing the place of convenience for their school.